All right, so I've got the compressor all wired up now. It seems to be running okay. So the next thing that I'm going to do here is check the cut in and the cut out pressure. So the cut in pressure is basically another way of saying turns on. So the cut in pressure is when your compressor is going to kick on or turn on, and then the cut out pressure is the pressure at which the compressor is going to turn off. So it's pretty easy to set. There are a couple of screws inside of the pressure switch here. So what I'll do is I'll remove my cover here, and then we'll take a look at each of those screws. Your compressor might be a little bit different. I have an Eaton Air compressor here, so there are going to be two different screws inside of this switch that we can adjust based on where we want the, where we want the cut in and the cut out pressures to be. So let's get this cover off of here and I'll show you what those screws look like and what they do. On my compressor here, this pressure switch just has one little screw holding the cover on. So I just need to get in here and take it off. Yours may be a little bit different, but this is the way that this Eaton Air is set up. So I'll go ahead and pop it off and get it out of the way. And now we can see inside of here, we can see the inside of the pressure switch where everything is connected. Just real quick here, I don't know if this will show up on the camera, but a lot of times what you'll find is a sticker on the inside of the switch cover. And it just kind of gives you some electrical information and some connection information. But what it also does is it oftentimes will show you which each of the adjustment screws will do. So I've got an adjustment screw here on the left, and then I've got a plastic one here on the right. And I'll zoom in here in just a second, but the back side of this sticker actually tells me which each of those screws do. The other thing that it does is it tells me actually what pressure the compressor is going to kick in or turn on. It says 135 psi here. And then it'll tell me also when it's supposed to kick out or cut out, which is the same as just kicking off or turning off. And it looks like it's 175 psi. So that's supposedly how it's set from the factory. Now that I've got the cover removed from the pressure switch, let's take a look at the two adjustment screws that I have. Again, yours may be different. I've got an Eaton Air compressor here. There are two screws, the silver basically set screw on the left, and then there is a black plastic screw on the right here. Each of these do something just a little different depending on how you want to set up your cut in and your cut out pressures. You may just use one screw or you may use both. So the screw on the left here, you basically use this to adjust the cut in pressure, the pressure at what time the compressor kicks on. But when you do that, this is already factory set to maintain a PSI of 40. So if you set your cut in pressure at 130, it's going to automatically kick off at 170. And if you were to set it at 120, it would kick off at 160. So you always maintain that 40 PSI span between turning on and turning off. So I'm going to go with that. I'm happy with that. That's what I need for the work that I do. So I'm only going to be messing with this set screw here, or this adjustment screw here on the left. But let's say that you don't want a PSI range of 40. Let's say that you want something maybe higher. Maybe you want a PSI range of 50. So you'd like your compressor to kick on at 130 PSI and kick off at 180. So what you can do is you can use this screw on the right-hand side here to fine-tune the cut-out pressure, the pressure at which it turns off. Now, what I'm not quite sure about, I haven't experimented with this, is if this screw is used to increase the range between the cut-in and the cut-out pressure, does that now set that range at, as the example I'd use, at 50 PSI? And so now anytime that you adjust this screw, you always have a range of 50. Remember, this is set at the factory to maintain a range of 40 between cut in and cut out. But again, I haven't tested that or experimented with that, but I've always wondered if I adjust this black screw here to change the window or the span, let's say to 50 PSI or 60 PSI, is that now set this particular screw to maintain that 50 or 60 PSI? I suspect it does, I just don't know, mainly because I like to just keep the PSI span of 40. So again, just to recap here, the screw on the left here is set at the factory to maintain a span of 40 PSI between the cut in and the cut out. So the easiest thing to do here is just adjust this screw until you hit that spot where the compressor kicks on where you want it. And then the screw on the right here, it is used to fine tune the cut out or the turn off pressure once you have this left screw set here. So let me show you how we do this. One of the things that I do is I just go ahead and get the compressor charged up, and then I let a little bit of air out, or I turn it off before it actually kicks off on its own. So the factory set this to turn on or to cut in at 135 PSI. I've got it hovering right around 140 PSI right now, just to make things easier in terms of the adjustment. I mean, I could have let it charge all the way up and kick off on its own and then bleed the air off of it and wait for it to go from 175 to 135, let's say. But I like to go ahead and stop it a little bit sooner. That's just less air that I have to bleed off of the compressors. I'm just going to bleed this off here. And what I'm looking for is about 135 PSI. That's where I want the compressor to kick on. That is supposedly where the factory has set this to kick on. So I guess we'll see. If not, we're going to just make some quick adjustments. Okay, so I just wanted to kick the compressor off here real quick, just to talk a little bit about that adjustment. So as you saw, I started about 140 PSI, and I just gradually bled some air out of the tank, and as the pressure started to reach 135 PSI, I adjusted this left silver adjustment screw here. I started to turn it pretty quick because I did not want to drop below that 135 PSI mark. So again, as I started to reach that PSI, I just turned this knob clockwise until it kicked off. So I should be pretty darn close now, set to 135 PSI for the cut-in pressure. Let's go ahead and kick it back on. It's not going to turn on because we're in between the range of the cut-in and the cut-out. Let's bleed some more air down now, and without any adjustment, let's see if it kicks on at 135. If it does, I'm going to go ahead and let it keep running, and then we'll check to see where it cuts out or turns off. And that PSI should hopefully be 175. So let's take a look here and see what happens. 140. Pretty darn close. It looks like it kicked off right around 176 PSI. So I'm not going to split hairs over that at all. I'm going to go ahead and bleed it down one more time and check, just because it looked like it was just about right. So I'll just, for good measure, I'll check it here one more time. Make sure that it's kicking on at 135 PSI and kicking off at 175 PSI. Now remember, we were talking about this set screw, or this adjustment screw here on the right, the black plastic one. And remember that if for some reason we wanted to change that 40 PSI span between turning on and turning off, this is where we would do it. We could turn it clockwise to increase that range, or we could turn it counterclockwise to decrease the range. So that's pretty much it for getting this adjusted. Let's go ahead and just check it one more time. We're gonna bleed it down, see if it kicks on at 135, and then we'll make sure that it's still kicking off at 175. But that is pretty much it. It's a pretty simple process. Well, there you have it, kids. That last check there confirmed that the compressor is cutting in at about 135 PSI, and then it's cutting out at 175. So I'm happy with that. I'm going to leave it as is. Again, if you wanted to fine tune those adjustments yourself for your compressor or your application, you just got to do it with a couple of these little screws here. And it's really pretty simple. Really the biggest thing, the easiest thing that I find is to back this screw off just a little bit so that the compressor kicks off at a lower pressure than you want. And then as you're bleeding off air and reaching the PSI that you want to target, you can just turn that screw clockwise until it kicks on. So yeah, it's actually a pretty simple process once you know what each of these adjustment screws do. Again, this is an Eaton Air compressor, the switch that's on my compressor. But yeah, it's pretty simple to do. And I think that's it. I think what we'll do now is we'll just get the cover put back on here and call it a day. I think this little step of the installation is done.